And then next we have the paying customer retention, upsells, reviews, and referrals systems as well. So what happens here is if we want to retain the customer and check in with them, we can send a customer check-in message. And then if there's no response, we then pass over to our follow-up agent, which is able to actually follow up with them in a tailored way. If they do respond, then we can obviously hand them over to a human, in which case, obviously they can jump in and actually have that personalized connection with them via a conversation, via WhatsApp. And then we also have the review request automation. So you can actually ask them specifically for feedback on, how they're finding things, how they are, what sort of results they're getting. And if they provide good feedback, you can then request a review. If there's no review given, again, we follow up with them. If they leave bad feedback, we can send an internal notification to the team. That could be via Slack, that could be via email, via WhatsApp, whatever systems you guys use. And then we have the customer referrals automation. We just send a simple WhatsApp message, just ask them if they know anyone who, they could refer us to. If there's no response from the customer, again, we follow up with them. Obviously, we don't want to be too picky with the follow-ups. We don't want to pester them too much. So just one follow-up message is probably the best option here. And then finally, we have a customer newsletter automation, which allows us to gain upsells, cross-sells, or maybe even gain feedback from customers. So off the back of that, we have a Google Sheet where you can actually have different topics to include within the newsletter. And then we pass that over to an email agent, which is built within NA10. It's tailored to actually write really high quality email copy for the business. So it's trained on the business itself. It also knows how to actually write really good copy, and it will go ahead and write that. It will send that over to a human for approval. It can actually add that to to the Google Sheet, in which case the human can go in, they can have a read through it, they can edit it, they can improve it. And then once they've approved it, it will then be sent out as an email newsletter. Now this shouldn't be Slack, it should say Beehive or MailChimp, but it will basically be sent out via those platforms as an email newsletter to those customers that you guys are currently working with. So you can squeeze more value out of them. You can basically keep them in the loop. It's also about gaining more feedback and just showing them that you're there to actually help out as well if they have any questions.